Good afternoon. Oh, wow. Okay. Good afternoon. I hope you all enjoyed your lunch, and please continue to eat breakfast or lunch. It's my privilege to welcome you here to Alumni Weekend. And before I begin my remarks on the state of the university, I would like to acknowledge food service and the wonderful meal we've just had. The Alumni Weekend Saturday brunch has become a time to celebrate the 25th anniversary class. This year, we recognize the class of 2001 on their silver reunion. Congratulations. I'm sure each member of the class of 2001 and all of our reunion classes here today have a story about how they came to attend Seton Hill. I would guess that most of your stories have something to do with driving up the tree-lined drive, and just feeling like this is home. That was my experience, too, when I came here to begin my presidency 12 years ago, 2 days ago. So, yeah. Thank you. It's been an amazing experience, a great privilege. We've all had that experience because of Mother Aloysia Lowe, who saw this property from her train window and knew this is where she and her Sisters of Charity were going to expand their mission. And because of Sister Francesca Brownlee, who fought to establish a 4-year college for women on this hill 108 years ago, along with all of the Sisters of Charity, faculty, staff, and leaders who have dedicated themselves to the betterment of generations of students. It remains an extraordinary privilege for me to advance Seton Hill's mission, educating students in the best tradition of the Sisters of Charity. And just last month, more than 400 new Setonians earned their degrees from Seton Hill. We were incredibly proud to enroll about 2,000 students in bachelor's, master's, doctoral, and certificate programs, both on campus and online. We have recognized as the best regional university by U.S. News & World Report, as the best value school, and as the best college for veterans. We were once again recognized just a month ago as a college of distinction, and we've been named an Apple Distinguished School every year since 2012, and we're one of less than 50 universities in the country that carry that designation. In April, we publicly launched Framing the Future, the campaign for Seton Hill University. During that event, we celebrated our past, built by the strength, courage, and entrepreneurial spirit of our founders, while at the same time, we look to the future and what Seton Hill is building towards in the next century and beyond. I'm delighted to share that as of our campaign launch, we had achieved gifts and pledges of $96.3 million towards our $110 million goal, which we aim to raise by our 110th anniversary of founding, which will be in 2028. We're making good progress. Thank you. As our campaign commitments now total $98 million. And special thanks to all of you who have contributed to this campaign, and particularly to our 50-year reunion class, who yesterday presented the university with a gift of $490,000. Yeah. As I provide the state of the university today, I'll do so with the priorities of the campaign in mind. Our first priority supports the Catholic Setonian mission and identity of Seton Hill. So as we look to the future, we recognize that Seton Hill must continue to be a welcoming place that retains the mission and identity of the Sisters of Charity. And while the numbers of sisters on faculty, staff, and administration has decreased significantly in recent years, we currently have 4 Sisters of Charity on campus. The charism of Elizabeth Ann Seton and the sisters remains a vital part of the Setonian education we provide. So our Setonian Mission Formation Program, developed through the lens of Catholic social teaching and the Catholic intellectual tradition, serves to help our faculty, staff, and students better understand the charism of the sisters and take ownership for the university's mission and identity. This multi-level program involves faculty, staff, students, and alums in educational programming and study that digs deep on our Catholic Setonian tradition. Although lay leaders will never be able to replace the extraordinary commitment and work of the Sisters of Charity, it is our responsibility to build on their amazing legacy with a reverence for all that they have done to make Seton Hill an exceptional Catholic institution and to carry forward their commitment and charism with the creativity and strength of our founders. The campaign has also support efforts to secure student success through scholarship and academic support and enrichment services. And indeed, scholarship support remains a top priority for this institution. The sisters historically worked to ensure a Seton Hill education was affordable to all academically talented students, regardless of their financial situation. And we continue that legacy as about a third of our students are eligible for federal Pell Grants, many of them right here in southwestern Pennsylvania. And almost 40% of our students are the first in their family to go to college. Nearly all of our students receive financial aid, and many of our students at Seton Hill could not receive an education without the scholarship support that they receive. We've also worked a lot on affordability, greatly expanding our college and the high school program, and we serve now more than 3,000 students across the United States so they can earn college credits at a greatly reduced rate. And we offer more than 20 academic majors where students can earn their degree in as few as 3 years if they enroll with 12 credits or more. We did this after recognizing that over 20% of our incoming students were coming in with 12 or more credits. So we figured out a pathway so that students could complete quickly. And not only do they shorten their time on the ground in classes, but also there's an extra year of opportunity in terms of the workforce. We've also pursued state grants like the Parent Pathways Grant that gives adult learners with children the opportunity to earn their college degree. And at the same time, academic support and enrichment services are vital to help our students find success in the classroom. And our retention rate and graduation rates have soared after putting in place a number of new efforts, including our Center for Success, which was created thanks to generous donations from our foundation community. And that allowed us to expand a variety of services for our students and provide them with academic coaches that really work hard to make sure that they receive all the services they need and connect with all those services and that may not be academic, such as financial aid. The final priority for Framing the Future is strategic growth through innovation, and we are aiming to achieve that goal in 3 ways: academic program development, new and updated facilities, and outreach and community engagement. I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about each of these. Academic program development. No matter their major, Seton Hill students benefit from our programs of study that combine liberal arts and professional education in the tradition of the sisters, prepare students for the world in which they will live, and paraphrasing Mother Seton's famous phrase. We focus efforts on programs with real-world impact, those in demand professions where employers are hiring long-term and are of interest to our students. More than 50 new academic programs, graduate and undergraduate, as well as certificates, have been created over the last 10 years. All of these programs are undergirded by Seton Hill's strong liberal arts and prepare students to be active citizens who can reason, problem solve, communicate, and plan. And again, we're preparing students for, as Mother Seton would say, the world in which they will live. We've been proactive rather than reactive to market needs when determining what new academic programs our students need to become leaders. Among the new offerings is our first doctoral program, the Doctorate in Physical Therapy, now graduated 3 classes, and our second doctoral program, Occupational Therapy, which is launching this fall. We have a Bachelor of Science in Nursing and RN to BSN programs, and they continue to thrive, and we are launching our first graduate programs in nursing, MSN in Nursing Leadership, and MSN and MBA combined this fall. Other graduate programs in nursing are also being created, and you'll hear more about those in the next few months. We've also expanded our offerings to provide education for those interested in becoming teachers, as we recognize the teacher shortage is hitting across the country, and particularly in Pennsylvania. This includes 2 new online master's programs for those who want to change careers and become K-12 teachers. And we're excited to launch a new Master of Science in Strategic Communication, Leadership, and Applied AI later this year, along with certificates in Applied AI and Integrated Marketing Communication. All of us here at Seton Hill have been and will continue to explore the implications of AI from multiple perspectives, including through an ethical framework. Pope Leo's first encyclical, Magnificat Humanitas, provides us with an important perspective that will be incorporated into the ways Seton Hill educates students to build a society for the common good where tools like AI are used in a way that support humanity. AI and other emerging technologies are at the forefront of discussion as we consider new academic programs that prepare our students for whatever lies ahead. New and updated facilities. As we continue to grow our campus, new and updated facilities are incredibly important. 2 construction projects are part of this Framing the Future campaign. We are renovating Sullivan Halls. You will have to come back and see it. There are some designs up here, early architectural drawings, but it will be taken down to the studs. It would be cheaper to knock it down, but then I would have to look for a new job, so we're not doing that. It's an iconic structure, and many of you had something to do in there, whether it was a graduation or a dance or played sports there. So it's pretty much underused, and it needs to be restored. We are expecting that we will put the School of Business and Technology in there, and there will be 2.5 floors of health professions. PT is in temporary space, and nursing. And then the first floor will be a bit of a campus center because it already has a grill, we call it the Cove, and the bookstore and some other hangout space, so that will all be renovated. And the pool will be renovated as part of that. It will not be a pool, it will be hangout space. So. And then, yeah, no one wants a pool, but except people who were in it a long time ago. But the new, and we don't have swimming as a sport, but we do have 20 other sports, and a third of our students are athletes playing at a very high level at Division II. So we are going to, because we are renovating Sullivan and moving, that's where the outdoor sports practice in the winter. We are building a field house because when we first started in 2002 with male sports, the idea was to build a field house, and we kind of put up a temporary building, and 25 years later, it's time to make sure that to build a more permanent space. So that facility will have an indoor practice facility and track, turf, field, batting cages, and more. Currently, we have a nationally recognized Division II track and field and cross country, and our track and field students practice at the high school, and it's been a bit of a challenge in terms of recruiting students. So we expect to. Everyone's very excited, and if you have a chance, you'll see the bulldoze. Just drive down over that way. They've started to bulldoze, so it's about to be a reality. Finally, outreach and community engagement is a vital part of Seton Hill's Framing the Future campaign, and we've been a catalyst for this community as well as Pennsylvania and even regionally. What we know is that we contribute about $194 million annually to the economic vitality of the state of Pennsylvania, and we've received national grants from national and local organizations to help bring, help intersect the Seton Hill with our business communities through entrepreneurship and other things. Most recently, we received $2 million from the State Department of Community and Economic Development to start something called a STEP program, Step Forward program, which will help small business owners and budding entrepreneurs through business planning process that will happen through with our faculty and our students, as well as providing micro grants for program ideas to help them make their ideas a reality. So I'm going to show you a little video that kind of summarizes what I've just said, only a little more creatively, and then I will come back and answer any questions that you might have. Thank you again for coming. Thank you again for celebrating. Congratulations on this reunion, and we're so pleased you're here and want you to come back anytime you want to.
Forward. It's a direction. It's progress. It's the future. At Seton Hill University, when we think of forward, we must look to the past. To St. Elizabeth Ann Seton, whose family motto, Hazard Yet Forward, was taken as a calling by Mother Aloysia Lowe and the Sisters of Charity. who built a world-class institution of higher education on a hilltop in Greensburg. These pioneering women took risks and embraced challenges while always looking forward, using their entire treasury to purchase the property that would ultimately house Seton Hill. Sleeping on cots and using boxes as furniture in the early days, dedicating their evening recreation hour to building a better road. The sisters sacrificed because they recognized the power of education and its ability to lift people up and empower them to move forward. In building Seton Hill, they offered themselves as a living endowment, a promise that they would meet whatever lies ahead with courage, enthusiasm, and care. That focus on the future is evident throughout our history, and it is evident in our present. Faculty, staff, alumni, and leaders of Seton Hill have taken on that mantle of progress, helping students embrace technology, advance scholarship and research, and acknowledge the value of service to ensure they are prepared for the world in which they are destined to live. Now, framing the future. The campaign for Seton Hill University will keep Seton Hill moving forward by celebrating our shared Catholic Setonian history and mission, with an emphasis on mission, securing our students' success, and strategic growth through innovation. The campaign will expand opportunities for students, enhance academic and campus life, and strengthen Seton Hill's impact on communities. Mission is at the core of what we do at Seton Hill and is built on a commitment to offering a values-based education in the best tradition of the Sisters of Charity. With fewer sisters involved in the day-to-day life of the university, Seton Hill must look within our faculty, staff, students, and trustees to carry forth the faith and commitment of our founders. The campaign will continue and expand our Setonian Mission Formation program so that our pillars of welcoming, learning, celebrating, and serving carry forth for generations to come. Today's students face a world moving at an unprecedented pace. Being prepared to understand, discern, and act in changing environments is a distinguishing mark of a Seton Hill education. We continue to prepare students for a global marketplace and a competitive world in need of faith and compassion. The campaign will provide resources to advance student success through scholarships and academic support services, and ensure that all students have access to a Seton Hill education in the tradition of St. Elizabeth Ann Seton and the Sisters of Charity. Seton Hill has always been entrepreneurial and innovative. What started as a small women's college with 2 graduates has grown over more than a century to a co-educational university with nearly 2,000 students, studying fields the founding sisters never imagined. The Framing the Future campaign calls for Seton Hill to grow strategically through innovation in academic program development, new and updated facilities, and outreach and community engagement. Over the past decade, Seton Hill created more than 40 new academic programs that meet the needs of the region's employers, while never forgetting the liberal arts at the core of the Seton Hill experience. Cybersecurity, nursing, physical therapy, global studies, data science. These programs are pathways to the future for our students and lead growth for Seton Hill. Sullivan Hall. The Castle building serves as the backdrop to many Seton Hill photos. But to be functional and relevant to current and future students, Sullivan must be transformed. The restoration and renovation of this campus icon will feature state-of-the-art classrooms and labs for our growing programs in the health professions and business and technology. At the same time, more than 1/3 of Seton Hill students are athletes, and our athletic programs have outgrown existing facilities. A new athletic field house will provide practice space, locker rooms, and Seton Hill's first on-campus track to promote health and wellness for all students while helping our student athletes reach even greater heights. Seton Hill is an economic driver in Greensburg and beyond. Our students bring a vibrancy and vitality that does not exist in many small towns, Framing the Future will support Seton Hill's continued efforts in community engagement, helping us bring new entrepreneurial opportunities to the region. What began with the sisters has been sustained and fostered by lay leaders, educators, community members, students, alumni, and friends. In an evolving world, a world filled with information, rapid change, and contradiction, we are committed to offering an education of the highest quality to students and stewarding Seton Hill's position as a living center of a learning community where students can think and act critically, creatively, and ethically. With our mission as our guidepost, we continue to foster a learning environment that is rigorous, innovative, and collaborative. The future beckons. The Framing the Future campaign will allow us to respond with courage, enthusiasm, and care. We will create the next chapter in Seton Hill's rich history. Together, forward.
So I know we're on a tight schedule in terms of photos and things, but if anyone has a question, I'm happy to answer. Yes? No. It's going to, the inside's going to be taken down to the studs, but the outside's staying the same. Yeah, that's a common response. Yeah. Yes. I'm sorry? No, we don't have swimming as a sport. We have 20 sports, but we don't have swimming. It's actually going to be more of a campus center, and it'll be as well as a space for conferences and things like that. Yeah. Yeah, it just was, it's not big enough space for, a competitive pool, and so yeah, anyway, yeah. Yeah, no, there's just so much competition for space that the pool's been offline for 15 years at this point, at least, yeah, because it predates me, that's for sure. Anybody else? I saw a hand up here. No more pool discussion? No, so go ahead.
Are we in partnership with St. Vincent's in any way?
We have a few relationships. I mean, we have students can take classes here, our students can take classes there, and every year we have a few that do that. Father Paul, who's the president there, and I have had ongoing conversations about, particularly at the graduate level, not doing the same kinds of things. So we're never going to have an OT or a PT program. And we're probably not going to have a school psychology program. So in that way, and so our students are encouraged to continue in their graduate programs there and vice versa. So. Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, yes, go ahead. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Spring Forward. I'm not familiar with that. Mal, are you? Right. Yeah, no, the Step Forward program for the community. Right. So we have an entrepreneurship center here, and we've been doing work with the community, Greensburg, Connellsville, Jeanette, a lot of surrounding communities, Fayette County, where our faculty will go out and do programs on how to start a business. Our students do business plans, marketing plans, social media plans. So the interaction has been formalized, but limited. And so we just received this $1 million grant where we're the fiscal agent, but we work in 4 different counties, Westmoreland being one, Fayette, Greene, and not Allegheny? Yeah, I think Allegheny, yeah. So we provide education around those kinds of things with the partners in those communities. So, if somebody and where the goal is to provide access for about 650 individuals over the next 2 years in these 4 counties in terms of how to start businesses, or you're at a certain point, you need to ratchet it up, you need to learn about social media, perhaps AI. That's our role as an education institution. And then we received another $1 million to provide micro grants. So there'll be a competitive process, and we partnered with a group here in Greensburg, the Progress Fund, and they'll run that because that's what they do, but we'll work with them. And so some of these organizations that are working through the STEP program in terms of need, they may say, hey, $5,000 would really help me get there. They'd write a grant, and hopefully they'd get the funding. And so, stay tuned. I hope that in the next 2 years we'll see really major progress and, really get a level of revitalization for the community. Right, yeah. Yes?
Beyond PA, PT, and nursing, are there any plans for other
Health science.
graduate health careers?
Not at this point. I mean, we do have LECOM on campus. So we have pathway programs for students doing dentistry, medicine, and pharmacy. So our relationship is such that we wouldn't create any of those kind of programs on campus. But we have about 60 students a year who are doing those. They'll come in as a student at Seton Hill and then have a pathway through the LECOM programs. But one of the things I've seen and, in my mind I've been thinking about was, just because I went to the eye doctor, should we be doing optometry, and this is usually what makes people crazy, because this is some of how the ideas come. Oh, I drove by this. Is this a good idea? And then, they write back to me, no, it's not. So, okay. But, we are constantly, we have a Center for Innovation and Academic Planning, and part of their role is to constantly be scanning the environment, and they do from multiple levels. Kind of what's happening, what's on the rise, what's on the decline, what would be important for this area. And right now, it's eds and meds, and it's IT. Those are the areas. Yeah. So, yeah.
Are you still doing that program of working law school where you can do 3 years
Yeah.
here and 3 years?
Yes, we do that, and an engineering program as well, with Pitt. The engineering programs with Pitt. What we find with Pitt, though, is that we have a few students who stay in it and go on to Pitt and do. It's 3 years of math here and 2 years of engineering at Pitt. But a lot of times they'll say, I want to finish the 4 years in math and then do a graduate degree. But we still have students. It has that option. We also have an option for optometry with Salus University, which has now just been taken over by Drexel in Philadelphia. So there's a lot of little opportunities that don't have huge populations, but if students are interested, this is a way to do it. So, yeah, we'll partner with anybody. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Class of 1976, if you could go straight to Sicilian for your class photo, we'd appreciate it.